Hello and welcome back to Catch and Cook California. Today I'm going to show you how to start to finish stake out and fillet a salmon, Chinook salmon. Totally got skunked again. Hooked a couple fish, but they got away. But my new buddy Alan caught this nice little one here, nice Chinook, and kicked it down to us. He's been doing really good lately, so he gave us this fish. And now I'm going to show you guys how to stake it out. You need some kind of a stick. This is like a baton, and you're going to need a sturdy filleting knife. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a cut here and then smack the back of the knife once we hit the backbone, and that's going to allow us to cut all the way through the fish, and then we'll just space it out evenly, move our way down the fish. We'll stake this whole thing out. I might save this last portion of the tail here and maybe just fillet it, deep freeze it, super cold, and then we can do sashimi with that once we know that it's safe and there's no parasites because it's been frozen so cold. Flip this guy around. You want to go back here behind the gill plate. So if you lift the pectoral fin here, you'll feel it's kind of hard right here. Just behind the gill plate, it's going to soften up. And that's where you know you're in the meat. During this whole process, be super careful of your hands because you can really get hurt doing this. And just give it a good whack. That's going to go through the backbone. And then we're going to continue on through. So this is a nice clean cut. We've got the collar right in here. We're going to save that, so I'm going to set this aside because that is delicious if you smoke it. Very fatty. I'm going to flip this guy back around and then do about an inch thick steak here, right down to the backbone again. Looks like I missed a little bit there. Way through, got a nice steak. Do it again, right down to the backbone. Another nice steak. So you can see the procedure, pretty simple, very tasty, nice way of doing a smaller fish. For the last part here, I'm just going to fillet the tail. This is all boneless if I just take it off the backbone. And I'm going to do this because I might either smoke this or I might do this as sashimi, as I mentioned before. You want to be really careful when you're running that blade toward yourself so that you're not slicing your hand off. There's one part. One fillet, and flip it over, do the other side. I'm going to cut down to the backbone, and then I'm running the blade right along the backbone to myself. This is called Alaska style. You go right through any potential bones other than the backbone. Really simple. You do lose a little bit of meat doing this style, so I could have kept a little bit here and here, but I'm actually going to cook that down into a fish stock, so I'm not worried about it. Nothing really gets wasted here. Alright, so last thing I'm going to take is the collar here, which, like I said, is incredibly tasty, full of fat, really good meat. You don't want to waste this. So I'm going to go right up into the head here. Again, use that baton, flip it around, cutting right behind gills here to remove it, and that's the collar. You can get rid of these pectoral fins here because they tend to burn if you put it on the grill or you put it in the oven. Use the same technique, just trim them up, and then ready for the smoker or the grill or the oven. and we can split it here, split it there, and splay it out. But just needs a rinse, and you can smoke it as is. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that one. It was pretty fun. Hopefully it was informative. Leave us some comments, some feedback, and join us next time. We're gonna go out and gather some figs, and we're gonna make a pancetta, caramelized onion, and balsamic fig pizza, and some fig preserves. So stick with us.